Good morning everybody and welcome to the latest edition of Chat with Chant. We've got a cracking interview lined up with a special guest, someone who I refer to as a legend of Long Eaton. Would you guess that he's a legend of Long Eaton?
It's definitely a legend.
Definitely a legend. So that to look forward to. We are nipping out now for a nice little run across the fields.
I don't know.
The sun's out, which is nice, makes a pleasant change. So we'll see you out on the run. Well, of course, the cancellation of Boston meant that my energy now goes on to Tissington Marathon, and I think we're about 11 weeks away.
I think so.
11 weeks away. Oh babe, tell me your plans for Tissington.
I think I'm going to run.
So you're in the marathon?
I think I'm in. Yeah, well, I'd entered it for April. Obviously it was cancelled and I've been debating whether to do it or not, and I think I'm going to commit.
The debate's over. There's commitment there from Tomo, so we will be on the countdown to Tissington. So with 11 weeks to go, what's happening this week in training?
Oh, I don't
Not
know.
a lot. Not a lot. So if you want to do Tissington, it is on November the 22nd, and I think there were still places available. So come and join us on the Tissington Trail. In our training this week, we are going to do a virtual 10k
Yes.
run in support, in memory of the Wiln 10k, which would normally have been run at this time of year.
Yep.
It's a strange arch we found. We've never run through there, have we? Oh, interesting. So we're doing that, and we're going to aim to try and do a reasonable 10k, aren't we?
That's the aim.
A tempo. Right, I am out with, let me tell you, a legend of Long Eaton Running Club. I don't use that term lightly, and we're safe in the knowledge that this guy will never see anything that we record, because I'm going to put it out there, he's not the most technically savvy individual. He won't see this on social media, but legends of Long Eaton, they don't get much bigger than the Flying Fox. Here he is, the Flying Fox.
Hi guys.
So we are going to go out on a run. Now look, we're going to try and delve into Flying Fox's running past. It could be some time because it's a long past. This guy has turned 60, but he's got countless gold, silver, bronze times that some of you will only dream of. We are going to explore the myth, the legend, the facts, the reality of Flying Fox, the Long Eaton legend. Come on Flying Fox, let's go.
Let's go.
It's a lovely path, this one.
Narrow.
A bit narrow for filming, but just look around you. So you tell me, you've been running 45 years pretty much, yeah?
Well, yeah, school, third year, fourth year, began to realise I was,
Talented.
easily get into the school cross-country team, put it that way.
So we started with school. That's what got you into running, yep?
Yes.
And then
Well, not, yeah.
we are going to run Flying Fox, don't you worry. And ever since then, you've just carried on for the last 45 years.
Well, in the middle of that was 22 years in the army, so some of which I was simply running for fitness, not so much by way of competition, but I would say by the time I got to my late 20s, early 30s, I really got a little bit more serious about the competition side, got really involved with some regimental and army events. About that time bumped into Andy McNeil, who many from the club will know, and yeah, started to really get to train hard, be a bit more serious, think about times, think about pace, different events. It was when I was first based at Chilwell,
Okay.
1990. That's when I bumped into Andy, and
But you're not from round here, it's fair to say.
I'm from Coventry.
You are a Sky Blues fan as well.
Indeed.
So you've been posted to Chilwell.
Yes.
And so that's where your association with the East Midlands comes from.
Yes, definitely, yes, from then.
So you're still running for the army, I guess?
I ran for the Army Veterans. I was never quite good enough for the full Army team. I captained the Royal Engineers twice and ran for the Army Veterans in a tri-service I served 22 years, so that was 2003. That was going to be 2003, and no, I wasn't going to leave until then.
I know, but my point was, is that when you joined the club from a Long Eaton point of view?
Well, I got posted away, came back in the mid-90s. That's when I joined the club. I joined in 1994.
Because if I look at some of your greatest achievements,
Yep.
it seemed to me that 1995 you was having a little purple patch,
Yes, yes.
and you were smashing it out of the park with a 1:15 half. I think that's pretty sharp. Robin Hood,
Yes, correct.
and then we've got a 33:48 10k.
Yep.
That's pretty.
That was, yes, all in the same year, all 95.
I'm going to say that's a Great Midland 10k. I don't know that one.
It was the Booper Great Midland 10k in Coventry, actually. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
It was only there once, or possibly twice, I think, and then it moved on.
So the fact that it was in your hometown, it brought a little bit of extra motivation.
I pulled it out. I mean,
It's a great time, isn't
I
it?
was just in the training had got you to a point where you run the faster times without feeling like you're running that bit much faster.
And I think, look, let's just carry on. 1995. Erewash 10 mile,
Yes.
55 minutes.
55:35 or so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Again, it was just the speed and pace wise, the high point of my entire career was that year.
I mean, it just.
Those 3 races, yeah. I was a member mostly since 1994. There were 1 or 2 years through being absent, serving abroad, etc., that I just hadn't renewed.
So can we really say that you've done 26 years? 26 years with the club?
Yeah, unless
that's
somebody
quite-
wants to be picky about 1 or 2 years where the membership dropped. Yes.
Listen, if anyone was going to be picky,
Association has been 26 years, yeah.
and I think if anyone was going to be picky about that sort of thing, it would be a former club secretary who possibly
Thank you.
was a stickler for getting things right. I'm not going to say who that actually was. I'll leave that to your imagination.
I think I know what you mean.
We are very grateful for your roles throughout your time in those 26 years,
Thank you.
and we mustn't take them for granted. So you're running well. 2003, you're back, and all good. All's good. If we fast forward from there, the next 17 years.
Sorry.
The next 17 years, I think we've got 5k PBs at or age group PBs.
Yeah.
17:03
1903, yeah.
at Dave Denton, and
Yes, yes.
this was at the sprightly age of 50 or 55.
More like 50.
Okay, well that's
Possibly even. I'm not exactly sure because I did it exactly the same time at Horwich in the British Masters 5k as a V50, but coming 9th at Horwich when I was 50.
and you've always, or certainly to my mind, represented at British Masters and various events.
Well, you represent your regional club actually. In my case, or our case, for anyone else, it's to a Midland Masters. But you enter their championships and the British Masters championships as an individual, not so much representing British Masters.
And I think on that Masters stage,
Yep.
is that what took you to Daegu?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, you do represent Great Britain and Northern Ireland Masters.
So you've run for the country, we can say.
Yes, you do. I can say that.
Well, I think what we're getting here, we're going under the bonnet of Flying Fox. You've got a guy here that has represented his country for 22 years in the military. Not content with that, he's gone out and he's represented his country in the Masters event, yes?
I did.
And did them both.
Probably my proudest achievement, to be perfectly honest.
Well,
Hi everyone, and today on Coach Tim Talks I wanted to talk to you about hip flexors. Now, most people when they're talking about hip flexors tend to be complaining about having tight hip flexors, but the problem with runners is that we don't tend to spend very much time at all strengthening them, so we only actually ever seem to stretch them. So today I'm going to share with you an exercise that will help you to strengthen your hip flexors. So on the demonstration for this hip flexor exercise, what I want you to focus on is the 3 90-degree angles in the leg. So there's one at the hip, another one at the knee, and another one at the ankle. And you need to keep that ankle rigid, particularly if you're using a resistance band to progress and make the the strengthening exercise more challenging, so that the hip flexor is doing the work and not your ankle. Okay, let's get to it. So when you're doing the hip flexor strengthening exercise, the aim is to try and balance on one leg for 30 seconds on one leg and then swap legs, and do that twice. Do that 2 or 3 times a week and see how you get on. If you can hold it for longer, try that, but don't try and increase things too quickly or you'll end up getting injured. The second thing to say is that with the resistance band, again, just make sure you just do 10 reps on each leg. If you're feeling like you're okay, have another set of 10 on each leg as well, and then try that 2 or 3 times a week too. See how you get on. Let us know, and hopefully you'll feel the difference even just walking up the stairs.
Well, I remember when you were out in Daegu, I'm not sure if you're referring to your military or the running.
Yeah, well, I was running wise, yes, the Daegu experience, yeah.
And to win the heat out there,
Yes.
you can always look back and say that was something special.
Yeah, dead right. It was a simple heat, 800 metres, 3:55, through to the final, where I finished 6th.
Well, I think
And I ran as well as I could.
I think
I left nothing out there. I really put everything into it, ran it as well as I could on the day.
I think you, for a number of years, you were the driving force that literally kept the Long Eaton 5 going. I know there was a team of people,
Yes.
but I know you were the guy that was doing the work behind the scenes to allow the event. Correct?
It turned into that, yeah. It'd always been a great event, but it had certain things against it. The course had to be adjusted so we didn't have the problem of running through a busy town centre. It lessened the event. 1 or 2 other things, and you keep these things going as best as you can.
No, agreed. But at the time,
I did my best. Oh, we all did actually.
yeah, but I know
It
that.
was down to me, Ian. Thank you for that.
And if we fast forward to another one of your
Okay.
successes, let's look at the British Masters cross country relay, which again, you were the backbone.
Well,
I know that we'll give Wilco some credit. He was involved, but it was a Flying Fox Productions incorporated event.
well, but yeah, the build-up is mostly my work, but it's all planning, you know, when you've got the time to do it.
And
It's been successful.
And let's be sure that 22 years in the military, Flying Fox covers every base when he's doing these events, and has done a great job and really put the club on the map in many cases. Flying Fox won't know this because he hasn't seen any episodes of Chat with Chant. He won't, on his phone, which is one of the first Nokia ones, and it won't get the internet.
As you can see.
But we ask all our special guests three questions. And so the first one is, over your illustrious career, what sticks out as your favourite run?
Well, I would, probably the one that comes to mind straight away is the 10 mile at Erewash 10, the 55.5 minute one. Because just simply because it was a 10 mile PB by a long stretch, I just couldn't have run any better. I still didn't beat Andy Mack. He was one place ahead of me.
And that great race on you still to this day.
But I've only got one choice.
Well, because you've got legend status, I'll give you another one.
Okay, the grand old age of 50, and partially to do with the poor state of Derbyshire and county cross-country selection, I managed to get into the county team in the inter-counties at the age of 50, and just running in that race really was an incredibly proud achievement for me.
Oh, great.
I finished close to the end. Unbelievable difference in quality, as you'd expect.
But you're out there and you're representing. I know that you would have been very, very proud to be representing.
Bona fide county best, and I ran as well as I could again. So you know. Anyway, sorry. Yes,
Okay,
nicked an extra shot there.
we'll have those two. Right, question 2. If you go for a run, and I know at the moment they're few and far between,
Yeah.
but what's your favourite distance you like to run?
Well, nowadays it's, if I was fit and running, it would be around about the 5k to 5 mile mark. But that's now, say to 60, slowed down. In the past, yeah, 8 to 10, maybe 12.
And your third question that we always ask is, if you could run anywhere in the world, yeah, not just Coventry, you could go anywhere, where would you like to run?
Well, I've got a long-standing desire to run up the west coast of California. It'll never happen, but that's with the Pacific on the left, the beautiful scenery of California to the right and ahead.
Well, that
Bit of a dream. It'll never happen, I don't suppose, but who knows?
Flying Fox, it's been an absolute blast having you on the show today. Fully deserved. Legend of Long Eaton. I know that really we could have done Flying Fox Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, but we've tried to cram it into a little 15-minute show. But thank you very much for all your work over the years at Long Eaton Running Club, and let's hope it continues as you reach the next decade.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you. Enjoyed that.
So we've had a great chat there with Flying Fox. He is someone that's got some fast times, representing his country. What do you think?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Really incredible.
And in the interview for next week, we've got a slight change of tact. Now, you've seen a bit of it.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I mean, crazy, but someone who's got
Insane.
an insane amount of mental strength to go out and do that. So stay tuned for next week's interview, which may well be an epic 2-parter, given that it's such a inspirational chat.
Too good to cut.
Yeah, too good to cut. So thank you for all the comments on Bags's interview. I thought she came across really well, didn't she?
Yep.
Now, we are still keen on taking part in the Kennathon, and I think October the 4th we're going to try and see if we can help out maybe. What do you think, Tomo?
Yeah.
Right, we're back. Well done, Tomo. Another run done.
Yep.
How do we feel?
Good.
Always feel good at the end of the run. Right guys, whatever you're doing, have a great week. Enjoy your running, and we will see you on next week's show.